All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JayH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. First off, my condolences goes out to the carriers that have passed away within the last month. The carriers' families that have passed away within the last month. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. There has to be a better way. Now, I posted a video yesterday and I was pretty straightforward. I was down the middle in regards to the scanners and the scanners showing data as well as being more transparent. Now, basically I said that it was going to be a tool that's necessary in order to, for your own tracking. I said it was the pros and the cons behind it. There's always somebody in the comments that says, oh, it's fear-mongering. But I also saw a couple comments about, take the battery out and you can't be disciplined from scanner data. So I just wanted to clear up the myth behind it. I will break it down for you because some of y'all are confusing cause with effect. And I'm not fear-mongering. I'm telling you what's really going on at stations across the country. And maybe because it's not happening at your station, it happens every day nationwide. So when you speak, somebody says, oh, we're not even a real carrier. You are 100% correct. I'm not a real carrier. But as a truck driver, we had the scanners as well, the same scanners. And we had tracking devices in our trucks before you did. So yeah, shut your face. I love to antagonize idiots. Listen, let's be clear. I work, and my office is next door to labor relations. Labor relations. And now that office deals with all of the issues. When they have situations where you want to go through arbitration, it goes through labor relations. So I hear it and I see it. I literally have the access that you don't. So I don't care what your union shop steward says, I sit next door to them. My new supervisor, well, my old supervisor, well, he's a supervisor for transportation. He worked there. I spoke to him today. I spoke to some carriers today. So I have this information, but let's be clear, some of you are right. The myth that the data cannot hurt you, the data cannot punish you directly, that is 100% true. Yes, it won't magically print out a letter of warning, that's true. But here's what does happen. Your scanner will continue to keep flagging you for idle time. Now you can see it. It shows gaps in your movement. You can see it. Maybe you're stopping in one spot for too long. You can see it. Or your travel time between stops looks too long. Correct, you can see it. The data gets flagged in a system. Supervisors, if they choose to, get off their backside, they see it. Some people ignore it. Others, they will smell blood and then go after you. You know, the asshole supervisors. Now, if it is a pattern, a few days in a row, a few weeks in a row, they come looking. So this is actually how discipline starts. They don't start with a letter of warning. They start with the basic conversation. We noticed that you had some long stationary times. You say it was a cluster box, you were dealing with a dog or whatever the case is. But I went out there and I saw you. I saw you. I used the same data. It had the GPS and I said, hey, you were sitting there for an hour? Okay, well, next day I go out there and I see you and you're sitting there for an hour. Now they saw you. You see, this triggered the event. It is called progressive. It's called domino effect. So no, the data is not gonna write you a letter. So then you say, yeah, I was at the cluster box idle with a dog or whatever. They nod, but now they have logged the basic conversation with you, right? The next time, hey, what's going on, man? We just spoke about this last week. I saw you, and again, I saw you this week. We're gonna have to have an official discussion. Now it's logged and documented on paper because they saw you. Again, you triggered this with your scanner. It bills. The third time, letter of warning. The fourth time, it becomes an II. Then boom, you're disciplined, right? Cool. At every step, they'll point back to the scanner logs, which triggered it. This triggered the events, right? For every cause, there's an effect. For every action, there's a reaction. Some of you do things the correct way, and if you do, there's no need to worry. Things happen, and I said that yesterday. Things happen. But if you're one of those that are a problem child, understand, if you don't have a supervisor that actually gives two damns, then great for you. But people do have that problem. My truck driver buddy, I used to try this shit too. Just take the battery out. Wrong, 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 wrong. They can't track you if you got the battery out. Boom. That used to work kinda, but not anymore. I got a buddy that works for a department, and he texted me after reading the comments yesterday. He said specifically, hey, listen, you know that there's an internal battery tracker inside that scanner. Removing the battery does nothing. I know this firsthand. So yeah, you can take the battery out, that just powers up your screen and all the other foolishness, the computer, but there's always that little tiny backup battery somewhere in there. You think that the scanner is just sitting quiet when the screen goes off? It is not. It's still continually pinging. It's logging your GPS. The USPS invested millions of dollars in these devices for one reason: control and accountability. They are not dumb. It's not 2020, this is not 2005. They know people try to outsmart the scanner, and they have updated it. That's all it is. That's not fear mongering. That's making people aware. This doesn't affect people that do their job. It really doesn't. They do their job, hey man, look, this is what it is. People that are always trying to outsmart the system are the first ones to have the loudest voice in the room. No, they can't do that. No, they can't do that. You are actually messing up yourself. This is not fear, it's preparation. I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm here to prepare people, because by the time you sit in an office being asked to explain your movements, the scanner data is already printed out, circled, highlighted. A lot of carriers got caught up during COVID when the routes were wild, mail volume spiked, the scanners didn't match the chaos. Some of them are still recovering from that discipline trail. This is true. So no, scanner data alone does not fire you. Now, any true shop steward is going to tell you that. My buddy called me today, say, hey man, we just spoke, they explained, they had a stand up at a SNDC somewhere in USA, and they explained it to him. Say, hey, this alone doesn't do this does this, that, and so you can sit here and run your mouth all you want, but when your shop steward actually knows it and he's explaining to you, hey, but just be careful because blah, blah, blah. Be careful isn't fear mongering. Y'all need to get it together. It starts the process when a lazy supervisor wants to make a point. You all need to know your rights, keep your notes, and don't fall for it's just the data myth. I was talking to a postmaster. He said, well, no, they right. To a degree, they are right. But those are for ones that don't do their job. Now, I love the fact that people say, oh, the lazy supervisors, they ain't gonna do it. The supervisors that are at your stations, I just want you to challenge yourselves, and I'm, playing like this because it seems weird. Y'all say that a lot of those supervisors were just carriers before, right? I just want you to think about that, how ironic that is. A lot of your supervisors are just carriers that moved up. So it's just you guys that moved into those positions that you talk shit about. You can ignore it if you want to, but when you're in that office with a letter of warning, you'll remember this video. I'm not fear mongering, just let you know. Shit Happens. Shit happens. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not here to sugarcoat it, man. Why y'all can't understand I'm nobody's dad? I'm a co-worker just like you, just from a different department. When you hear listen. A true friend ain't gonna tell you what you wanna hear. A true friend gonna tell you what's right. And if you got people around you and surround you that always agree with you, man, then you're not around the right people. True people will tell you, hey, this is what you need in order to grow. Listen, I've listened to Corey, and he says, oh, the data they can't discipline you off of data. Some of y'all only heard that part. Corey's intelligent. He said, they can't discipline you solely off of data from your scanner. Solely. If the data starts it, yes. And you got discipline at the end of it, yes. Guess what started it? The freaking scanner. Now, if they miss their steps and they don't do all the steps, that's on them. But I know, I was pulled into the office one time. And I don't like having to sit there and having to explain anything. Some of you guys like that interaction. But I don't want to be pulled into an office for an II. It's uncomfortable. It's not fun. And if you can prevent it, why not? Preventative measures, right? You don't sit there and, if you have children, buy a bunch of medicine, sit it in the refrigerator and say, hey, this is fear-mongering, you're gonna get sick. No, it's preventative. If the child gets sick, look, I got Tylenol, cold and flu. I got Mucinex. That's what we do, we prepare. Some of you are just assed out and completely lost in the real world, and you need a fucking wake-up call. That's the reality behind it. Yes, I got nasty at the end of it because I'm sick and tired of people sitting there second guessing me saying this is fear-mongering when we share information. The news that you see on TV, it sucks. They share what's going on in the country, and then they give their opinion behind it. I gave my opinion behind it yesterday. I said it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because you have your tool, your weapon to say, nah, dog, this is not working. Something not right. It said I was 400 feet away from and I was at the door. Something not right. You need to get this thing recalibrated. That's your tool. That's a plus. When they're saying, no, you're not even there. So you can use it to your benefit or it could be your demise. But that's on you. That's on you, man. Not fear-mongering. Wake your asses up. Any real shop steward, any union rep that's in that comment, and any supervisor that's in the comments can verify everything I just said. There is no question behind it. Here's one story for you as well. Data from the scanner can't hurt? No, check this out. How about this? Data, scanner. Scanner's supposed to boom, hit whenever the truck driver's getting the truck, right? Right. Vehicle didn't move for the weekend. This specific vehicle did not move for the weekend. Last person to use it was on Friday. Monday, the vehicle was used in the morning. Wasn't supposed to be used in the morning. Afternoon guy comes in and says, hey, there's damage on this vehicle. Well, who used it? Oh, none of the guys in the morning. Guess who used it? And how did they find out that there was damage on the vehicle? Because of the scanner. The scanner said, hey, this person was using this vehicle. This vehicle here was moved this morning and it was at this specific station. Well, who went to that station? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Let's align what the truck data said. This truck was at this station. This scanner was at this station at that time. This driver was at that station at this time in the morning. You know what the driver forgot to do? He didn't do a pre-trip in the morning and there's fresh damage on the vehicle. Who are you going to blame for that? He didn't come in, it wasn't damaged before he got. You see where the scanner data can sit there and basically get you in trouble? Yes, because the guy in the afternoon came in and said, hey man, I left my truck like this. It wasn't damaged when I left. Y'all know I'm thorough. I checked it. It wasn't like this. It didn't move all weekend. What happened? You see? So don't sit there and be so closed-minded. Look at the big picture. Millions of dollars on these little toys? For no reason? Wake yourself up, man. Wake yourself up. So now the person has to have an official discussion because they damaged the vehicle, didn't report it. You know, they go to the station, they see the damage of the vehicle at the station, parts of the vehicle. You can't You see what triggered it? The scanner, in conjunction with what they see. What they see, parts of the vehicle are at the station, the vehicle's damaged, we know what driver used it. Oh, just because they didn't see him crash? There's no excuse. There's nothing that's gonna defend them. You hear? I bet you some of y'all, some of the crooks that we got working with us are trying to figure out a way to beat that. Long story short, man, this is just information. Yes, scanner data can lead to discipline. Lead to discipline. Get that? Y'all don't believe me? Go ask Corey. Go ask your union shop stewards. Go ask management. Just be real. Stop thinking we always gotta win. All right? And for those that keep yapping their mouth, all I hear is talk. I don't sweat that. You don't have to trust me either. I respect that. This is JayH. And I'm out.
All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect